Justin Gaethje has responded to Arman Tsarukyan's recent comments about offering to fly out and help him prepare for a potential matchup involving Paddy Pimblett. The exchange has sparked discussion across the MMA community, with fans debating whether the offer was genuine or strategically motivated. During a recent interview, Arman Tsarukyan suggested that he would be willing to travel and assist Justin Gaethje in training if Gaethje needed help. Tsarukyan framed the offer as support, stating that he wanted Gaethje to succeed and made it clear that his issues were more with Paddy Pimblett than with Gaethje himself. The comment quickly gained attention, with many interpreting it as a bold gesture between two elite lightweight contenders. Justin Gaethje later addressed the situation in an interview with Submission Radio, offering his own perspective on Tsarukyan's proposal. Gaethje explained that, from his point of view, the offer appeared to be less about helping him and more about taking a shot at Paddy Pimblett. He emphasized that he is not interested in making major or drastic changes to his training camp, especially when preparing for high-level fights. According to Gaethje, consistency and trust in his established team are key components of his success inside the octagon. Gaethje went on to clarify that while he is open to bringing in training partners to sharpen specific skills, he is careful about who he invites into his camp. He stated that he does not believe it is smart to train closely with fighters he may have to face in the future. Given the competitive nature of the lightweight division, Gaethje acknowledged that a potential fight with Tsarukyan could realistically happen down the line. Although Gaethje admitted that Tsarukyan would be a strong and valuable training partner due to his skill set, he ultimately ruled out the idea. From Gaethje's perspective, mixing future opponents into his camp could create unnecessary complications and strategic risks. He reiterated his confidence in his current coaches, teammates, and overall preparation process. The response highlights Gaethje's disciplined approach to training and his long-term mindset within the division. Rather than engaging in short-term narratives or public back and forths, Gaethje appears focused on trusting his system and staying prepared for whoever stands across from him next inside the cage. Jamahal Hill and Jan Blachowicz have both publicly expressed interest in fighting each other, setting the stage for a potential high-profile clash in the UFC light heavyweight division. The mutual interest quickly caught the attention of fans after Jan Blachowicz took to social media to make his intentions clear. The former champion stated that once Jamahal Hill is fully healthy, he is ready to step into the octagon and make the fight happen. The direct message left little room for doubt and immediately sparked discussion about a possible matchup between the two former title holders. Jamahal Hill did not take long to respond. He acknowledged Jan Blachowicz' message and made it clear that he is fully on board with the idea. Hill's response was confident and straightforward, signaling that he has no hesitation about facing the former champion. With both fighters openly agreeing, the potential bout gained serious momentum within the MMA community. Hill later expanded on his thoughts during a segment on his YouTube channel, where he spoke in more detail about the matchup. He explained that he had heard some chatter surrounding Jan Blachowicz and welcomed the idea of the Polish veteran returning at full strength. Hill emphasized that he wants Jan to be completely healthy if and when they fight, as he prefers to test himself against opponents at their best rather than facing anyone at less than 100%. The former UFC light heavyweight champion expressed strong enthusiasm for the stylistic matchup, describing it as a classic former champion versus former champion scenario. Hill stated that he would absolutely love the opportunity to compete against Blachowicz, highlighting the significance of sharing the cage with a fighter who once ruled the division and is widely respected for his experience and durability. Hill also addressed Jan Blachowicz's reputation for power, suggesting that a fight between them would be an opportunity to prove himself at the highest level. He spoke confidently about his desire to put on a decisive performance and further establish his place among the elite in the division. For Hill, the matchup represents not just another fight, but a meaningful challenge against a respected veteran with a proven legacy. With both fighters clearly interested and publicly aligned, the matchup has the feel of a natural and compelling contest. A Jamahal Hill versus John Błachowicz fight would bring together two former champions, contrasting styles and significant stakes, making it one of the most intriguing potential bouts in the light heavyweight division. Speculation is growing around the upcoming UFC White House card after comments from Morales appeared to hint at a potential fight announcement. During a recent interview, Morales suggested that his next opponent could be Jack Della Maddalena, a statement that immediately caught the attention of fans and media. What made the situation more intriguing is the timing he mentioned, which aligns closely with the rumored date of the highly anticipated White House event. Morales explained that discussions are ongoing and that Jack Della Maddalena is a possible opponent for his next fight. He stated that he has been informed the matchup could take place on June 14th or sometime around mid-June. While nothing has been officially confirmed, Morales emphasized that he is preparing as if the fight will happen, maintaining a mindset of constant readiness. According to him, the focus right now is on training, staying sharp, and being prepared regardless of how negotiations ultimately play out. The June 14th date is particularly significant because it matches the scheduled timeline that has been widely associated with the UFC White House card. Although the promotion has not officially announced any bouts for the event, the card itself has already generated massive buzz. Former President Donald Trump recently claimed that the White House event could feature 8 to 9 championship fights, which would make it one of the most stacked cards in UFC history. As of now, there are still no confirmed matchups tied to the White House card, making Morales' comments stand out even more. Fans are now questioning whether he may have unintentionally revealed part of the UFC's plans ahead of an official announcement. If Morales versus Jack Della Maddalena were to be booked for the event, it would add another high-level and fan-friendly fight to an already historic occasion. A potential matchup between Morales and Della Maddalena would bring together two dangerous and highly skilled fighters, each looking to make a major statement. Both athletes are known for their aggressive styles and finishing ability, which could make the fight a strong addition to a landmark card like the White House event. From a promotional standpoint, it would also make sense to feature rising stars alongside championship-level bouts to create a well-balanced and exciting lineup. Until the UFC makes an official announcement, everything remains speculation. However, Morales' comments have certainly fueled discussion and excitement within the MMA community. Fans are now eagerly waiting to see whether this was an accidental leak or simply a case of premature optimism. If the fight does get confirmed, it could be one of the standout matchups on a potentially historic UFC White House card. Belal Muhammad shared his thoughts on Merab Dvalishvili's performance and corner advice following his fight against Petr Yan, offering both praise and criticism during a recent discussion. Despite Merab coming up short on the scorecards, Belal made it clear that he was impressed by Merab's toughness, resilience, and refusal to give up under pressure. Belal explained that Merab took significant punishment throughout the fight, particularly absorbing clean body shots and repeated strikes. He pointed out how remarkable Merab's recovery was, noting that many fighters would not have been able to withstand that level of damage. According to Belal, experienced fighters understand that taking hits is part of the sport, but Merab's ability to stay upright, remain active, and continue pushing forward showed a rare level of durability. Even when he appeared hurt and was clearly feeling the impact of the strikes, Merab never stopped fighting and never showed any signs of quitting. Belal emphasized that Merab continued making noises and reacting to shots, but that did not mean he was finished or mentally broken. Instead, it showed his determination to fight through adversity and go all the way to the final bell. In Belal's view, Merab's heart and toughness were unquestionable, and his performance reflected the mindset of a true competitor. However, Belal also raised concerns about the advice Merab was receiving from his corner during the fight. He found it strange that Merab was being told he was winning the fight by a wide margin, with his corner suggesting he was up decisively on the scorecards. Belal questioned that assessment, stating that from what he saw, Merab was getting hit cleanly and was not clearly ahead in most of the rounds. Belal specifically mentioned the confusion during the later rounds, particularly the fifth round, where the corner appeared to suggest that Petr Yan needed to come out aggressively. In Belal's opinion, it should have been Merab who was urged to push harder, given how competitive and damaging the exchanges had been. He also referenced Aljamain Sterling's comments after the fight, noting that Aljamain admitted he was confused by the scoring as well and did not see the fight as a clear 4-1 result. Ultimately, Belal stated that he did not view the fight as lopsided in Merab's favor and believed the corner's messaging may not have accurately reflected what was happening inside the cage. Daniel Cormier has made it clear that he believes Arman Tsarukyan deserves an immediate opportunity to fight for the UFC lightweight title, even as UFC President Dana White has publicly stated that Tsarukyan needs to work his way back into contention. Cormier strongly disagreed with that assessment and voiced his frustration with the current situation in the division. Cormier emphasized that rankings and numerical positions do not change his opinion of Tsarukyan's standing. In his view, Tsarukyan has already proven himself against the elite and should not be required to take additional fights just to re-establish his place. Cormier repeatedly stated that Tsarukyan deserves a title fight, arguing that his skill set, pace, and wrestling heavy style create serious problems for anyone currently competing near the championship level. According to Cormier, Tsarukyan's style is a nightmare matchup for the fighters hovering around the belt. His ability to blend grappling pressure with high-level striking makes him one of the most dangerous contenders in the division. Cormier believes that stylistically, Tsarukyan poses more challenges than many of the other names being discussed in the title picture. Cormier also warned that timing is becoming a critical factor. He pointed out that if Tsarukyan does not secure a fight soon, the division could move on without him. With the possibility of an interim champion being crowned early next year and the undisputed champion expected to return later, opportunities may become limited. At the same time, the BMF title remains in play, and Max Holloway continuing to defend that belt adds even more complexity to the lightweight landscape. In Cormier's view, these developments have not helped Tsarukyan move closer to a championship opportunity. Instead, he believes Tsarukyan may be stuck in the same position he was in previously, or potentially even further away from a title shot once the next wave of fights concludes. Cormier expressed concern that waiting through January without a clear path forward could negatively impact Tsarukyan's momentum. Ultimately, Cormier described the situation as absurd. He stated that he considers Tsarukyan the true number one contender and believes it is unreasonable to deny him a title opportunity. From Cormier's perspective, Tsarukyan has already done enough to earn his chance, and delaying it only undermines the competitive integrity of the lightweight division. Joaquin Buckley has issued a bold and provocative call-out aimed directly at Khamzat Chimaev, using social media to challenge both Chimaev's fighting style and confidence. Buckley shared a video on his Instagram reacting to recent footage of Chimaev working on his striking. and his message quickly gained attention for its confrontational tone and high-stakes proposal. Buckley began by criticizing what he sees as a recurring pattern in Chimaev's fights. He acknowledged the striking work Chimaev has been showcasing but questioned its purpose, suggesting that despite the visible focus on stand-up skills, Chimaev typically abandons striking almost immediately in favor of wrestling. Buckley described it as pointless to emphasize striking only to shoot for takedowns within the opening seconds of a fight, framing it as a lack of confidence in stand-up exchanges. He then laid out a challenge designed to test Chimaev's willingness to fight on the feet. Buckley stated that if Chimaev could stay standing for a full round without resorting to wrestling, he would personally pay him $50,000. He emphasized the seriousness of the offer by translating the amount into local currency, suggesting it would equal several million rubles, and framed it as meaningful money meant to prove his point rather than serve as a joke. Buckley continued by escalating the challenge further, stating that if Chimaev's management were willing to match the offer, the total payout would rise to $100,000. This, according to Buckley, would remove any excuses and fully expose whether Chimaev truly believes in his striking ability. He positioned the challenge as a test of pride and courage, implying that choosing to wrestle early would confirm Buckley's criticism rather than disprove it. Throughout the video, Buckley maintained a taunting and confident tone, repeatedly daring Chimaev to accept the terms. He mocked the idea of immediate takedowns and suggested that relying on wrestling right away would signal weakness rather than dominance. Buckley even claimed he was ready to back up his words financially, stating that he was prepared to pull out the money to prove the offer was real. Buckley concluded by acknowledging that he still needs to secure his next fight, but made it clear that the challenge stands. His message was not just a call-out, but a calculated attempt to draw attention, spark debate, and pressure Chimaev into responding. The call-out adds another layer of intrigue to the ongoing narratives surrounding Chimaev's fighting style and Buckley's rising confidence, leaving fans eager to see whether Chimaev will address the challenge or ignore it entirely.